Awesome. Good morning, everyone. My name is Joseph Kenrick, and I am with Lunar Outpost. And today I'm really excited to give you a brief overview of our planetary robotic systems that operate anywhere in the solar system. But before I do, a brief overview and background of the company to give you some context. So Lunar Outpost was founded in 2017 in Denver, Colorado, and have since expanded to Luxembourg in Europe and Melbourne, Australia, which is the office that I manage and is primarily focused on resources. And in each of these expansions, we have found excellent partners in research and industry to find solutions that are really tailoring to your problems and your needs to deliver the most value we can. And that's why I'm here today in Chile and with Antofagasta Minerals to extend that partnership into Chile. So at Lunar Outpost Oceania, which is our Australian branch, we build autonomous interoperable systems that enable a sustainable presence in space while improving life here on Earth. And we do that through novel, scalable, zero-emission technologies built for extreme environments. We're able to leverage partnerships with international space agencies around the world to bring world-class expertise in robotics, automation, and remote operations, again, to deliver the highest value products and most value add we can for our partners. Now, our strategy through all this, and why a company called Lunar Outpost is talking to you today, is to really focus on dual-use technologies. These technologies advance robotics in both frontiers, both space and Earth, and that starts with robotics as a service. Our carbon-neutral platforms really lay the foundations for an industrialized workforce that really enable us to then start to look at infrastructure, deploying, maintaining, inspecting, and building that infrastructure, anything from comm systems to looking at the mining equipment itself. Once that infrastructure is in place, we can really then move to unlocking resources and enabling mines of the future and bringing that unprecedented value back to Earth. So we're accessing complementary markets using the same technology. And where we started was with MOXIE. So MOXIE stands for Mars Oxygen ISRU Experiment, and ISRU is In Situ Resource Utilization, so it's an acronym and an acronym. But this is a really exciting payload that's on board the Perseverance rover on Mars today that was the first space resources demonstration mission in human history. It grabbed carbon dioxide out of the Martian atmosphere, ran it over a high temperature reverse fuel cell process, and created oxygen. So we've had some exciting partners in the development of this one, such as MIT. And what Lunar Outpost was able to learn from this experience is how to develop, and more importantly, how to operate systems in these extreme environments at obviously very far distances. This then enabled us to look at our robotic workforce. So we have rover systems going to the moon starting this year and have a cadence of every year for the next several years. Our first mission is going to the lunar South Pole, again, in a couple of months. Pretty exciting mission. It's actually got 3 MIT payloads on board that will demonstrate some pretty exciting things. Our second mission is a NASA science mission equipped with a magnetometer to find some magnetic anomalies on the moon. The third mission is a commercial mission with another international space agency. And actually, I should add, the first mission is the first commercial rover mission to the moon and the first rover to the lunar South Pole. Now, this last mission, and the fourth one, is what our Australia office is working on, and this is a really exciting one because it's the first resource extraction mission on the moon. So this will be an autonomous rover that drives around the lunar South Pole looking for regolith, or lunar soil of interest. It will autonomously excavate that regolith and deliver it back to the processing unit on the lander that will extract oxygen and metals such as iron, aluminum, and titanium from that soil. And real exciting thing with this one, last week we actually just demonstrated a remote operations demonstration where this rover was in Australia and our remote operations team was in the United States controlling that rover. So we're able to actually drive this thing from the other side of the world. And I got a cool video out in the foyer for you to look at. Now, I added a slide last night because I have a really exciting update while I was on my way back from Cantanilla Mine at the airport. NASA had a press conference, and a bit of breaking news, awarded Lunar Outpost the largest commercial rover contract in human history to build the Lunar Terrain Vehicle. So this is an absolutely exciting opportunity. It'll be the next rover that astronauts will drive on the moon, And this will be the most sophisticated vehicle you have ever seen. It has requirements to autonomously operate for 10 years, traveling thousands of kilometers on its own, and after that 10-year operation, only have a positional accuracy drift of 10 meters. So this is technology that doesn't even exist on Earth, and it's these capabilities that we want to be bringing to the mining industry on Earth. So we feel we're really well placed to start tackling these challenges, particularly with our partnership with Antofagasta Minerals around safety and in hazardous environments. First and foremost, removing humans from harm and using these autonomous robotic systems to do the basic inspection tasks or whatever have you. And then importantly, impacting bottom line. Economics are going to get more and more difficult as you have decreasing ore concentration, so improving your operating expenditures, all the while operating in GPS-denied environments that these really remote locations have to deal with, and particularly as you start to go underground. And finally, all the while contributing to your decarbonization commitments. All of our systems are carbon neutral platforms, so starting to implement these into the mine site can really bolster those initiatives. So the way we've gone about developing this Earth tech is in sort of a capability-phased development, where we start with inspection and advancing that operational excellence with remotely operated and adaptive solutions. So I'll give one example of a pilot that we're already starting in that realm, but at the week that we've had with Antofagasta Minerals and their innovation team, we've already come up with many awesome opportunities to start to get these systems onto mine sites today, and then longer term visions of where we can go with it to generate that productive value and reduce downtime. Once we start to build this industrialized workforce, we can really basically start to impact productivity and ultimately interoperability, which is enabling your mining systems to communicate with each other, relay data between them, and ultimately make decisions for themselves, whether it's traffic coordination, schedule coordination, or passing valuable data along the value chain so that you're making real-time informed decisions at the edge, as we call it, rather than a centralized command that can have latency. And that really is just enabling the mines of the future. So as I mentioned, this is just one use case that we started working on prior to coming here, but now we have many exciting opportunities, again, at Centinela and the rest of Antofagasta Minerals mines. But this one in particular is for re-entry testing, which is looking particularly at underground mines during post-blast operations. So after a blast, there'll be hazardous gases, particulate matter in the air. So rather than sending humans down the new blast hole to take concentration readings, this is a real easy solution to just send an autonomous rover equipped with the appropriate sensing equipment to remove the humans from harm's way, but also reduce the downtime. So you get real-time decision the second you can enter that mine and hopefully increase your productivity and give that all clear for re-entry. Now this use case and some of the others that we're building towards are really enabling these commercial outcomes that I've already started to talk about. Again, first and foremost, dehumanizing these high-risk environments and overall reducing costs by redeploying skilled labor into these other systems such as AI, remote operations, and robotics. This increases your ore accessibility, where you can access new locations with these smaller swarm systems for deeper surgical extraction, overall improving your efficiency with the economies of scale as you start to deploy tens, dozens, hundreds, or thousands of these systems. And you're just generating data networks all across your mine site, so you can start to have AI, ML-driven data analytics and optimize that data. Now again, I'd really like to thank Antofagasta Minerals and the MIT Industry Liaison Program for the amazing week we've had discussing innovation, how we can get this technology and the other startups' technology on to these mine sites to really generate near-term unprecedented value. And it was really exciting to see the autonomous mine yesterday. So I'm happy to answer any questions out in the foyer, but thank you all.
Muchas gracias.